Hello, this is Christy. In this video, I want to do a deep dive into markers and chapters in Riverside. These can be very useful in the different workflows and different phases of your work, such as in recording and in editing and in publishing. So I want to go over how you can create markers and chapters, the difference between them, and how you can create them, how you can adjust them, how you can use them in editing, and then finally take advantage of them in publishing. So let's go. I'm going to start by showing you how you can add these markers in recording. So you can have this functionality even from before you actually edit anything in the recording stage, in the recording studio in Riverside. So I created a new project here, and I'm going to go ahead and do a recording just to show you how this works. So I'm going to go to the top here, go create, and I'm going to go to record. Okay, so we are rolling. So I'm doing a test right now. I am in the studio in Riverside. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, we now have this little button here called Mark. So there's a shortcut key, M, but this functionality was there before. It's been there for ages, I don't know, in Riverside. But recently it was improved after a lot of feedback from various users. So now when you add a marker, the easiest way to do it is just press M, which was a key before. You just press M right there, and it adds a marker at that time. So when you are in a call and you're trying to sort of remember something for later, or maybe something that you need to refer to in editing, or maybe you come across a part of the conversation that was really great, and you can say, hey, we need to make sure that we remember to clip this as a social media clip or whatever. So you can press that M key and forget about it. But if you now want to also add a little instruction to yourself or a little comment with the marker, that is also possible right now. So clicking on Mark or pressing M again will pop up that window at the top here, and I can click to add a comment. If you don't click, it's going to disappear in a few seconds. So I'm going to just type in here, we need this to be a social media clip. Okay, here we go. And then you press enter. And that is it. The clip has been added, the marker has been added with your comment, and you'll be able to see that in editing. I'm going to click again just to add another one. You can see at the bottom there's a count of how many you've added so far. This is a nice portion too. Here we go. And press enter. So very easy, and you can just do this and go back to your conversation. So this is markers, and they stay with the recording files. When you finish recording, the edits you make from those recordings, these marked moments will appear in your editor. So let's have a look how they work in editing. I'm going to leave here now, actually stop recording and leave the studio. So now that my recording is done, I can actually go into editing and see these markers that I added. So I'm going to go to the edit here on the recording, click edit. And as you can see now, atop the timeline, you have the little purple circles or pink that show you who, it's got the initial of the person who added it and where these markers are. All you need to do is click on one and it shows you whether you left a comment or not. Otherwise, it just calls it marker 1, marker 2. And it also shows it to you in the text where you actually added it. And you see it on the sidebar as well here next to the transcript. Plenty of places to see these. You can click on them and you can see a sidebar with all of the markers that you added, and you can navigate to them. Now, if you go to this one and say, yeah, actually, I changed my mind, I don't care about it, you can click here to tick it off, resolved, and it will disappear from the timeline. If you find that the timeline gets a little busy with these markers, you can also go to the top here at the top of the comments. Notice they're called comments here. They started out as markers, they end up as comments, and they are different from chapters, which we will look at in a minute. So going to the options here, you can say, I want to turn off the timeline or the transcript. So I'm going to, you can hide these markers or comments from the timeline or transcript or both. So clicking here is just going to make them disappear. And also from the transcript, you see like that. So that's, just to make your interface easier to work with. And as you can see here, you click on this, you see the comment. You agree or not, you can leave replies. If your co-host made that comment or marker, whatever. So a lot of flexibility here to be managing editing, especially if you have another editor working with you in the account. So, you can have multiple people working in your account. and they will collaborate with you. You need an add-on for this, but you can leave comment to each other, right? And that's where all the comments come in from the reviews as well. Now, we're not going to spend too much time on the comments today. Let's move on to the chapters. I kind of tend to use markers and chapters interchangeably, but really they are kind of distinct. So chapters are these little texts that you show appear in your transcript. And as you finish recording or uploading your project, then Riverside will proceed to create these for you automatically without asking and puts them in the text. You can actually see them by going on the transcript area and just scrolling, and you can see there's one at the beginning here and one at the bottom. It just tries to kind of use AI to summarize what's happening and kind of break down your episode into little, phases. Now, this is a very short video because I only recorded for like a minute or two. So I'm going to go to a longer episode and show you how the chapters work and how you can benefit from them. I have this episode here with Michael Kriza, and it's a long episode, and I haven't edited anything on this, so I've got just the recording files, and also in the edits, there's nothing. So I'm going to start an edit from scratch and show you how the chapters appear automatically from the recordings, which the AI has created before I even start working on this. Here we are. There are chapters already in this episode here. You can see one at the beginning then, and if I scroll down, you should see a few of them kind of scrolling past, various parts of the episode. Now, these were added by the AI automatically. You can see all of them, and first of all, they help you navigate through the episode. If you want to jump quickly to one of the sections in the episode, if you go here, that's where you have the chapters navigation, which when you open, it has all of the chapters in this episode. You see this quite a lot for an hour, and then it shows you the timestamp for each one. And if you click on one, it'll take you right there in the transcript, right there in the episode. And there you go. So now these markers, if the AI for some reason doesn't come up with them, doesn't create them for you, maybe you have an old recording or you upload a file and it doesn't do it. For me, it kind of seems to do it all the time. But if it doesn't do it for you, you can actually ask co-creator to create these for you. All you do is just go down here and say, please create chapters for this episode. Now, if you have chapters already, I think it's going to just add more. But if you don't have any, it's just going to create them. And you can actually tell it, kind of try to do, 20 or 10 or 15. And the AI is going to try and kind of make a detailed sort of breakdown of the episode and give you all the chapters. But what I like to do is, of course, the AI is a good start to give you these chapters, but I like to add my own. So there is a way to add your own, and there is a way to delete these, and there's a way to rename them if you don't care about them. For example, let's say I don't agree with this one, uniqueness of builders. I want to remove the from beginning, right? Very easy to do. You can either click on these three dots and say rename, but my favorite is just double click on it, and it selects it. It makes it editable right away, and I can go to the beginning and just delete the article. For example, press enter and you update it. That's very easy, and it's quite nice to just double click and just do it. Now, the other thing there is, you can move these. If you say, oh, actually, you know what? It should start down here. I don't care for having these little two words before that, so I want to move this chapter away. Just grab these little 4 dots in here on the sidebar, and look at this. You can actually move them between paragraphs like this. So that purple line shows you where it's going to land. So I'm just going to say, you know what, I'm going to put it here, drop it, and it got moved. Very easy. If I want to remove this marker or chapter, you see how I'm using them. Click on the 3 dots and just click delete, and it is gone. If you want to insert your own, you know that in Riverside, when you move your mouse sort of over the paragraphs, you can actually go and see that little line that shows up. See right there? And you can go to this little plus symbol, and that line means you want to insert something in that place. Okay, well, I'm going to click and say, what do you want to insert? In addition to all the things you can insert, one of them is add chapter. Click on this, and it becomes a chapter, and it becomes selected automatically, ready for you to type whatever that chapter is. So I think it was uniqueness of builders. There you go. That's my chapter. Now press enter, and it's added in that exact place. Very easy, very useful. And you can also add them down in the timeline. If you don't care for doing, wrestling with these paragraphs, you can actually go, let's say, zoom in. And by the way, look at this. In the timeline, you see them right there. You see in the timeline which chapter you are in at all times. As I'm scrolling, you see how the chapter name stays on the timeline here, and I can keep going, and now I'm moving to the other chapter. And look, you can actually assess how long a chapter is. So even here, I can click the 3 dots, rename, and delete this marker. Or double clicking again makes it renameable. So I'm going to just add the at the beginning again, just like before, press enter. So this is so convenient. When I'm in the groove and I'm just editing, I'm just going, I like to look at the timeline a lot. I like to see the waveforms. I have, precision editing. So I like to have the markers there, and I go, oh, actually, you know what? Whatever we're talking here doesn't apply anymore to that marker or chapter. I want to add another chapter right in this place to split whatever is happening. So this is very easy to do in the timeline as well. I can just zoom in. Let's say I'm zoomed in here quite close, command and mouse wheel. So I say, hey, you know what? Here, maybe I want to insert a new marker or chapter. I just place my playhead right there in the timeline, bring it to this location, make sure the chapter isn't selected. So you see now the chapter bar or the chapter rail or row, whatever you want to call it, is selected. It's purple. So I can't add a marker here because I have already selected that one. So just click above, just deselect that, move above where there is nothing selected on the timeline. The playhead is right here. So if I insert a chapter now, this is where it's going to be added, right? So let's see. This is the button that only shows up when you can insert a new chapter, and click on that. And look at this. A new chapter was added exactly in that point. It doesn't care about your paragraph breaks or anything. It just adds it right there. And now I can double click on it and rename it to whatever I want it to be. Like, for example, builders are awesome. I don't know. I'm just doing that. Builders are awesome. That's my chapter added from the timeline. And since I'm here, it shows up in the text right there. That's where Riverside decided that it's a good breakpoint related to this phrase that I was saying here. Now, what is the point of all of these chapters? Why am I struggling to add them? Now, one thing is to help you with navigation, of course, yes. So you can go to this little index and you just browse around and you click on them and they jump you to that place. That's great. If you're doing a very long piece, then this is very helpful. But what else? Well, I use them, and this is like my primary reason for using these. I use them for chapters in YouTube and other platforms like Spotify that support, timestamped chapters so that your viewers can click to navigate in your episode, jump around which portion they want to watch next or whatever, if they don't want to listen to the whole piece. These chapters happen to work, and they just work everywhere on YouTube, on Spotify, because they get exported with the timestamp. So how do you get these? Well, if you go to the top, we have the little 3 dots. For this edit, you can say, I want to copy, various things, download, transcript, subtitles, or copy the chapters list. So when I copy the chapters list, it's copied to my clipboard. If I try and paste it somewhere, I'm just going to paste it here in the chat box. You see how they have the timestamps at the beginning of the text. Now, if I go to YouTube and I put this in the description of a video that this episode I publish on YouTube, and if I place these chapters like they are here in the description, they will get turned into chapters. And it just so happens that I have this episode on YouTube. We just published it this week. So if you click on here on the bottom of the player on YouTube, these are the chapters that I ended up with on this particular episode. So you can see them here, and they help you jump around and, of course, play that portion of the video. Very nice and easy. So they look like this. They've got the timestamp and they've got the text. You can see them right down here in my YouTube description. The player automatically interprets those timestamps. So this is a really good use of the markers and chapters. Markers don't actually become chapters in Riverside. You have to add them yourself. But if you need to do these in editing and get a few hints from yourself from recording, use the M key and add them. There you go. This is a deep dive on markers and chapters in Riverside. There's a lot of stuff going on, and they help you to kind of navigate organize, structure, and make your life easy, and for your viewers, because they can jump around and understand. And if you use these for AI, for example, you can tell the AI to sort of, you look at the chapters when it's trying to maybe choose social media clips from your episode, because it understands the structure better. So there you go. Lots of benefits from that. So the new editor in Riverside makes these chapters much easier to work with, much easier to manage. So I'm enjoying it a lot because it's so easy now to just add them quickly without distraction. So thank you for watching, and I hope this video was helpful. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments, and stay tuned for more deep dives like these in all of the features in Riverside. If you're trying to learn Riverside, you can also book a coaching call with me, and we can go over your questions, and we can look at your workflows, and I'll give you tips how to make your life easier and edit faster and get your podcast out there. So, feel free to book. There's a link in the description for that as well. So I will see you in the next one.